In the next section, we'll cover Quinn site rules. It's extremely important that you follow the site rules on every Quinn site. These rules are in place to ensure the health and safety of you and of anyone else who may be affected by your actions whilst at work. On arrival to site, all drivers must park at a designated location before reporting to the relevant dispatch office for instructions and paperwork before either loading or unloading. Please note that on some sites a forklift driver will come to you. All drivers arriving at Quinn sites must carry the appropriate driver's license and be trained and competent. Please obey all site signage. Make sure that you observe and follow all safety notices posted around the site and the loading bay or other loading areas. You should also familiarise yourself with the nearest emergency assembly point. The following PPE must be worn at all times when on Quinn sites: steel toe-capped boots or shoes. Open-toed footwear and runners are not acceptable on site at any time. High-visibility vests or jackets must be worn at all times when you are on site. Safety goggles or glasses are also mandatory on all Quinn sites. Some Quinn sites may require additional PPE, so please ensure that you're familiar with the site-specific rules regarding PPE at each site you are attending. Exercise care when descending from the cab of your vehicle. Always use the steps and hold the bar provided, ensuring that you use 3 points of contact at all times. Under no circumstances will Quinn accept any items for disposal. It is the responsibility of the haulier to ensure that their trailers or tankers are free of items prior to arriving on site, unless otherwise agreed with Quinn. When required, drivers will be responsible for opening both sides of their trailers for loading and unloading purposes. All lorry drivers must use the designated pedestrian walkways on site. The pedestrian walkway is marked out by yellow lines and walking men symbols. Drivers must walk from place to place and not run, as care should be taken due to the risk of possible slips, trips, or fall hazards. Smoking is prohibited inside all buildings and in company vehicles. Smoking is only permitted in the designated smoking areas. Whilst on site, you must remain in your vehicle unless you plan on entering the dispatch hatch. If leaving your vehicle, apply the parking brake, switch off your engine, remove the ignition key, and lock your door if you're getting out of the vehicle. The use of mobile phones is restricted to stationary vehicle cabs and the dispatch hatch area. Mobile phones must not otherwise be used. No persons under 16 years of age are permitted in the loading bay. Drivers may be asked to return to their vehicle unless they are required by the dispatch office. Drivers must not use abusive language or threatening behaviour to Quinn employees. Drivers should stay alert for moving vehicles and must not pass behind any reversing vehicles. Alcohol and drugs and any persons under the influence will not be permitted on site. Any accident or incident that occurs on site must be reported to Quinn management on the day of the accident or incident. In case of any emergency situation, you should contact the dispatch coordinator. If first aid is required on site, please contact a Quinn representative in your area. Trained first aid staff are available if you become unwell or injured. Here are some other important points. No photography is permitted without management permission. Curtain-sider drivers, avoid undoing the strap securing the load until your vehicle is safely on the loading bay and stopped. Neither passengers nor pets on board are permitted to leave the cab of a vehicle on a Quinn site. All drivers attending Quinn sites must adhere to these site rules. Failure to adhere to site rules will result in action being taken by the company, which may result in your removal from site. You will now watch site-specific rules for the sites you are attending.